could be one of the most important CIRF reports so far. I'm Chris McCleary, September 4th, 2018. We're looking for the biggest collective influence that might be affecting the way you think, feel, and behave on any given day. If you're interested in this concept about knowing which astrological or numerological or collective mind might be affecting you on any given day, then subscribe and make sure you hit that little bell at the bottom so you get notified of these updates. We have quite a few energies that are coming in, and it's going to be a big CIRF report. If this is correct, if the collective dreams are correct in particular, we're looking at some bigger changes coming in September. And I'm going to start with the DreamBot. And we're going to start with yesterday's DreamBot because I didn't do a CIRF report yesterday. It was Labor Day and I had kids breakfast to make. So I elected not to do this video, but it's very important that we cover yesterday's DreamBot. These are the collective dreams. These are what a lot of people dreamed about. It rank orders the frequency of these words and it puts them into a slideshow, just like I have here. Linguistic set number 1, planet mentally shake September. Planet mentally shake September. That sounds ominous. It sounds like it's going to be a bad thing. First of all, it's mentally, so we're all going to be mentally shaken. This could be a bad thing or a good thing. We don't know yet. And we don't know what our response is going to be. We don't even know what the event is, if this is predicting something. I was looking in the astrology. There really isn't a whole lot there of right now in these, like today, yesterday, tomorrow. There's nothing in there that's this level of shaking. Okay, and then the rest of the run is push, pull, awoke, start, monster, death, paralysis, starting, waves, lots. So lots of change. Okay, and the title of the DreamBot was all about change. Change is coming when? Sometime in September. So that was yesterday. Planet mentally shake September. Okay. Today, there's a lot of the similar words. A lot of those change words have morphed into more of frequency. So here we go with the blue arrows. Awoke, calm, waves long, start, starting, appear, lights. So a lot of things about frequency. Light is a frequency. Appearing has to be a frequency. We have the words long, waves. And then calm is a frequency. Awoke implies that you're opening your eyes and you're seeing something new. So there's something new. There's a new frequency. And we can hypothesize a lot about this. It could be a flash of light. It may not be predicting anything, which is certainly a possibility, but with this level of support, it is highly likely that it's predicting something. We'll look at the astrology to see what the astrology says. There's nothing in this current days right now, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, that has this in there that I could see. And but it does have that in the next week or so, and as we progress into September. So let's talk about that when we get to the astrology. I want to talk about these red arrows now. And for those of you who are not familiar with the DreamBot, these are the collective dreams. So this is what people were dreaming about last night. In the red arrows, doctor, obtain, apply, practice, busy. Think in terms of verbs. Doctor as a verb, and not some bad guy that diagnoses you with some evil disease. Okay? Think of doctor as a verb. If you're doctoring something, you're healing it up. You're mending it. And obtaining and applying and practice and busy. Okay? You're doing stuff. And that runs counter to a lot of astrologers who are talking about the moon going into Cancer, because Cancer makes you feel much more emotional. But here's the gig. Moon opposes Saturn, especially as it gets into its early stages of Cancer. It opposes Saturn, which to a lot of people are going to feel depressed. And depression doesn't feel very good. It feels very lethargic, like you can't get out of bed, or you don't want to do anything. But go back to the red arrows. The red arrows imply that I think it's going to be the reverse. You're going to be doing stuff, okay? Saturn is going to propose hurdles and pose obstacles that you have to go around. And you can either respond to those by being depressed, like, oh, I don't feel like climbing those hurdles or those mountains. And then you get emotional. Or you can bust through those objects, hurdles, and then feel really good. So it could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Either way, you're going to be emotional, but not just directly emotional, not just, hey, you're emotional. I think it's going to be posed by the hurdles that you're going to see today. Okay. Now let's go back to the yesterday's DreamBot run and this energetic long wave that we were talking about, these frequency changes that might be coming. We have Mercury entering Virgo here in the next few days. Okay, and as it gets further into Virgo, it's going to make a grand trine with Uranus, thinking change. There's your change planet, and Saturn. So grand Earth trine, and the way you think and communicate in terms of your finances, your material stuff, you know, anything in the material world could get changed. Okay, that could be one of the changes. And then also here in a little bit, just a few more, maybe a week and a half, the sun's going to make a trine with Pluto, and Pluto is all about death and rebirth. So there's another change in there, and that's very similar to this paralysis. This was the DreamBot run a couple days ago, the monster death and paralysis. Okay, and then the awaken too. So don't forget that Pluto is about death, but it's also going to be replaced by something else, a rebirth, a birth of some sort. Okay, and then the only other thing we didn't cover was the numerology, and that's about workhorse. It's about a workaholic day. It's about getting a bunch of stuff done. Almost feels like a Capricorn day. There still are 3 planets in Capricorn until Mars goes into Aquarius. So there does have that tendency to be goal-oriented and achievement and get stuff done, especially as the moon opposes Saturn. I think my recommendation for this is 2 things. In the near term, in the next few days, in the next 24 hours and next couple of days, Sun in Cancer, it is going to have a tendency to feel a little bit more emotional. So like little tar, if you will, maybe some quicksand. As these obstacles are placed, it's kind of harder to jump over them. But if you can figure out how to get through those, feel that's how you're going to change that emotion. Change it from kind of a depressing, lethargic feel to an excited, hey, look what I just did kind of a feel. The other thing that I'd like to mention is this galactic energy possibility. And I really do think it's a possibility. There are a lot of theorists, a lot of philosophers who are talking about this. If you think about our planets, and I think we take it for granted that we're in this ecosystem, that it's all by itself, but there's lots of other planets and stars and not ecosystems, but subsystems and solar systems and galaxies that are out there. And as we transition, the whole galaxy gets inundated with new energies as we go about through this infinite body of nothingness or everything. And so, you know, we take it for granted that like Saturn is this influence where it's going to put obstacles up or ideals up or whatever. And what if, as it transitions through the different galaxies and the different energies, what if those energies are a little bit different? And how do we know? How do we find that out? But that's not, the DreamBot's telling us that it's more of an awakening feel. For some, it's going to be paralysis feel. Some, it's going to be an awakening feel. But it's something big, something that's going to change the way we view the world, how we understand the world. Okay, so all those changes. I wouldn't go ahead and label it before you even experience it. I think that's a poor way to experience. I think it's better to just relax into it, knowing that there's going to be some difference. And you can look at the positive side of it or look at the negative side of it. There is a downside to doing that, though. And that's, again, to pre-label, and you don't get the full experience out of it. Can it just be, is what it is? Can it just be? And those changes can result in some revolutionary thought, or some creativity, etc. New ways of doing business, new ways of handling other people and relationships, and new ways of feeling. God knows a lot of us want that, and new routines. So don't prejudge, and cross those hurdles so that you can get better emotions as we go through these next couple of days in Cancer. You have a wonderful day with the National Dream Center, healing the collective psyche one mind at a time. Enjoy these new energies, folks. Thanks for stopping by.